And that job was tough because it was a bunch of rock. I mean, we did, you know, it was the whole job was pretty much rock.
Take twice as long.
Take twice as long, and I think we actually, you know, beat the schedule on that one as well.
Yeah.
And
hopefully we didn't break too many teeth.
oh, we did.
I know Jonathan would be happy about that.
Yeah.
Well, Jovanny, thank you for coming on today. Too big to fail, you know, and one of the first names that came up was Jovanny Garcia, right? You know, my first week or so here, I spent it with you. It was a little interesting, but I liked it. And the reason I liked it is because I saw, you know, a little bit more of the way the superintendents dealt with the foreman, so on and so forth, right? But tell us a little bit about you. You know, how'd you get started into construction?
I mean, I started pretty young. I started working when I was 14 years old every summer. Worked for a couple of summers with my dad and then graduated high school and got back at the same type of trade. I mean, utilities.
Yeah, so it was as when you were 14 doing utility work.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
14
interesting.
years old.
Same thing like what we're doing now, or was it smaller?
No, same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So they just had you as a laborer.
I started as a laborer, and then I would work every summer. It wasn't like I started at 14 full time. Now it was just summer vacation, and then I'll go back to school.
Yeah.
Then I graduated, and once I graduated, I came back to work same company.
So were you a laborer all those years that you were like before you started?
Yeah.
And then as soon as you graduated, did you start off as like a pipe layer helper, or you still?
No, I started as a laborer again.
Started as a laborer again.
Yeah.
How'd you like it? What made you want to keep going back?
At first, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
In the summers,
you like the money?
The summers were tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my dad used to tell me, hey, you know, that's que si no te gusta, if you don't want to work, I mean, you're probably going to be better off painting nails or cutting hair or something, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean...
I feel like Hispanic dads can be a little rough
tough,
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it's for the good, right? They want the best for us at the end of the day. And, you know, it's kind of like what I said is, you know, I didn't want to go into, like, fast food. I didn't want to go work at a grocery store or something, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's you know, I didn't want to work in construction either. It was kind of like I needed a job too, right? So labor, pipe layer, you know, how long did it take before you became a pipe layer?
I mean, for me I was never a pipe layer, man. So throughout the whole year of time that I was working in the ground, I was a laborer. Mm-hmm. You know, they had me running, you know, doing pipe layer work, but I was never physically, my title never changed from a pipe layer.
So your title was a laborer, but you're doing everything else.
Yeah, I was doing everything else. And then once I, you know, started getting more the hang of it, I went from being a laborer to a backfill operator. Mm-hmm. And I was already kind of running machines here and there, loaders. So I got on a machine and I was, you know, helping on backfill. I was a loader operator as well. And then a little bit of trackle. I was digging main lines and stuff, nothing. But I think throughout the whole, I was probably a laborer for about 3 to 4 years.
Doing all those roles essentially.
Yeah.
Working under your dad still?
No, I worked for my dad for about a year and a half. And then after that, I mean, I split apart and went my own way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you know, what was the transition from you know, working on a crew to like a foreman, or did you know, ever become a foreman, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so I became a foreman. So they had me pretty much helping out my foreman at the time because his English wasn't too good, and he started green as well, and as I helped him, I kind of learned as well. Mm-hmm. So it kind of benefited me as well, and you know, one time, our boss at the time, he came by. He was like, hey, you know, you've been helping out a lot and yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told me one day, he was like, hey, I'm going to make you a foreman. And I became a foreman. I think I was probably 22 years old.
When you became a foreman?
And I became a foreman, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big trend out in the field even nowadays is, you know, they usually have that guy that knows, like, you know, very good English. You know, these foremen know English, right? But, you know, there's some that still struggle or a little timid to speak in English, or a little embarrassed about their accent or whatever, you know. But that trend of, you know, there's always that guy that helps out the foreman to, like, communicate in English with, whether it's a GC or a city inspector or whatever. Like, I think it's very common nowadays that happens. So you're a foreman, right? To give you a crew. How'd you feel about being a foreman? Did you like it, or off the top? Or
I mean, I had a tough boss, man. Whenever I became a foreman, he was pretty tough on us, on everybody, right?
Yeah.
At first, I was, you know, let's try it out, and then once I was actually a foreman, I was like, man, I kind of regret it a little bit because now you have more responsibility, and it was just he was a heartache, man. But he was hard as well. But he also told me, you know, hey, this is for your better. I mean, you're either gonna stick to this, or you're always gonna be working on the ground. And
yeah,
you know, I didn't give up, so I kept going, man. And you know, throughout the years, I mean, eventually I became a super.
Eventually became a super at that same company, or you already became a super at a different company?
No, I became a super here. So whenever I got hired on here, I was a foreman over there, and they pretty much had me running 2-3 crews.
As a foreman over there?
As a foreman over there. So, you know, it wasn't really hard to transition from being a foreman to super.
Mm-hmm.
And plus over there, I mean, it was, you know, the foreman did all. I mean, you talk to the inspectors, you send emails, you coordinate. So it was a different process, right? So
yeah.
It wasn't as hard to transition from being a foreman to a super for me because I was already doing a lot of it.
A lot of the super role title, right? So it's kind of like you were saying, you know, when you first started off, you were a laborer, you were doing all the roles, right? So now you're a foreman and you're doing all these roles that kind of led up to being a superintendent.
Correct. Yep.
So, you know, superintendent, what year did you start here at Moss? You remember?
I think it was 2021, yeah.
What were your initial thoughts? You know, like it's a newer company.
So whenever I talked to Parker about coming over here, he was like, hey, man, you know, they offered me a job, and I came, interviewed with them, and we talked, we discussed, and, you know, we shook hands, and, you know, I told him that I was going to come over here with them. And at that time, Moss, I mean, he didn't have a, you know, good reputation, you know. They're, how do you say it? Where I was working at, they were, I guess, since they were competitors, they would talk a lot of, you know, talk down on Moss and saying, hey.
That friendly competition, right?
Yeah, that friendly competition, you know, that, hey, you're going to go over there and that company's going to close within a year and yada, and they'll make up a lot of stuff. But, I mean, my dad has always told me, hey, if you give your word that you're going to, you know, if you already interviewed and you already told them you're going to come, you got to stick to it. So,
yeah, man of your word, right?
Man of your word, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I came and, I've been here since 2021.
Yeah. So, did you already know Parker, or how did you?
No, so there was a guy here that used to work. His name's, he was in the estimating side.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who kind of introduced me to Parker and Garrett and the guys here.
It's always about connections, man.
Yeah.
It's always about connections. Well, you made the change, started over here. How many crews did you start off with? Because I know now, like, all the supers have, it varies from, you know, depending on the projects too, right? But, like, how many crews did you start off with?
I mean, it wasn't really starting off with, you know, how many crews they were going to give me. Whenever I got hired on, it was more of a, you know, you're going to help us out for now, but start gathering people, you know, we need crews. So I think I brought maybe like 1 or 2 crews whenever I came in, and, you know, I helped out other superintendents here with stuff they had lingering or, you know, stuff they needed help on.
Just help out wherever you could.
Help out wherever I could, yes.
What was one of your first projects, you remember? One
of my first projects here with Moss was I another superintendent take over a job in Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
It was Villa Traditions.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too good, but we made it through.
Yeah.
And then from there, I mean, just started getting smaller projects and bigger projects. Started off with small, and then big eventually. But yeah.
What are, like, so you've done a lot of projects up to now, right? It's been a couple of years since you first started. Is there any projects that you say, like, you know, like this was a big project, like, you know, I learned a lot from it, or, you know, all projects have headaches, right? I don't think there's a perfect project. Was there like a project where, like, you know, this one was challenging, but we made it through?
Yeah, every project is different, man. Some projects, you do pretty good, and you also learn from those projects. You know, you did good, and you try to take the same thing to the other projects. And then there's some projects, that, you know, sometimes you start off with the left foot, and, you know, you try to even it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think one project that I remember was probably Trinity. It was in Fort Worth. It was a warehouse with Micon.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since we started that job, the job was pretty simple, but it turned out a nightmare, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think there's any project that's perfect, right? But it takes a leader to finish out those projects, right? Because it's easy to just give up, right? It's easy to give up, you know, but someone like you always wants to keep, you know, keep pushing, finish out the projects. You know, what's been your relationship with the other supers here? I mean, I say you get along with all of them, right? You know, they're good guys. You always, from what I hear, you're always helping out, wanting to help them out. You know, team player. You know, what's your relationship with them?
So I have pretty good relationship with pretty much every super. All the supers out here now. Helping out is just a thing that comes naturally for me. Ever since I was little, I've always been wanting to help out people, others, and stuff like that. And as a super, helping other supers, it's also...
It feels good.
It feels good, yeah.
It feels good.
I remember when I was trying to grow up in the company, there was other foremans. Whenever I became a foreman, there was other foremans that would try to bring you down, man, with negative comments, saying, hey, este vato no va a durar, y, you know, stuff like that. But that's something I always seen that I didn't like. And now that I see that, you know, you have a young guy coming up, and a younger guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up in the superintendent world, my first thought, you know, let's help him out. I wish somebody would have helped me out.
Yeah.
And it's just something I like doing.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know, what I've seen is, you know, like one of the guys that, like the newer guys, maybe they've been doing the work for a while, is like Alejandro, right?
Yeah.
Alejandro's new to this, but, you know, he's out there, man. He's out there, and I'm sure he'll ask 21 questions, but it's for the better, right? It's to, you know, there's no stupid question, right? There's no stupid question. But that says a lot from you. It says a lot from Moss, right? To, you know, you've grown, we've grown, you know, as a company, you know, we're here now today, right? And that says a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that Moss does for its employees. And you know, it shows out in the field, right? It shows out in the field, and I think you're a good example of, you know, what Moss is about, right? And its culture. What's one of your favorite things about here?
Like you said, the culture. There's just, there's a lot of things that every company has its goods and its bad, right? This company, I think. Ever since I came here, man, they listen to you. It's one of the things that I like. You know, if you have an opinion, they hear you out, and, you know, they talk about it.
Yeah.
There's other company that, you know, you're just a number.
You're just a number, yeah. That's a common trend around here, is that, you know, sometimes they may not be the right, question, comment, or whatever, but they'll listen to you, right? And it feels good because they're at least taking you into consideration rather than just like, hey, like, I'm not gonna, care about what you have to say or whatever, So big profile projects, right? I mean, it takes a good super to, they're all good supers. It takes a good super to give it to them and really execute the project, right? There's a Project Maverick right now that we're doing with Whiting Turner, right? What was that first project not the first project, but that project in Fort Worth with Whiting Turner? What was that one?
Project City.
Yeah.
We had that one. We had Redbird. This was back whenever I got hired on, we had Redbird. That was
with Whiting Turner as well.
With Whiting Turner as well, yeah.
Oh, they're both hospitals.
Yeah, both hospitals. UT Southwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I think that those projects opened up the door for this, Maverick, right? It's a big, high-profile project. What are your thoughts on that project? It's a big project.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive project, man. It's a lot of utilities. It's a fun project too, man, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're learning from that size of a project. I mean, it's a lot of coordination, and it just takes a lot of time to be running that job because you got to be there. I mean, you know it. I mean, we've been there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've said this plenty of times. I don't know a lot about the plans, but I'd sit there and you talk to Jose Castillo, and I'm like, hey, there's this finger right here, and there's this finger, and I'm like,
it's just,
I don't know what they're talking about. I just know that they got to put pipe in here, and so.
Yeah, I mean, it is, the project is big, man, but you just gotta study the plans. This is what I tell. And I try to preach to my guys, hey, let's study the plans, and even me, man, sometimes I look at the drawings and I see a bunch of lines. I'm like, God damn, it's a lot of utilities, but just taking a minute, man, just looking at the plans carefully, I mean, it helps.
Yeah. What was the deepest excavation there?
We've done deeper projects. This project wasn't too deep. I mean, we did have box covers that were probably 24 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and our sewer line, it started around 22 feet as well. I mean, it wasn't that deep. It's just a lot of utilities. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concrete structures. I know that we did a lot of concrete there.
Yeah, the whole job was all cast in place structures.
All cast in place. That's interesting.
Cast in place structures.
So there's not all the projects are cast in place. Some of them are precast.
Correct.
Yeah, that was a very interesting. It's been a very interesting project. 7 crews. That each crew consisted of 7 guys. I think at one point you even had guys just on the machines, right? Just aside from the crews, kind of moving some dirt around from the projects.
And we're still going at it.
Still moving dirt around.
Still going at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had I think it was 6 crews, and then we had a bunch of floaters that we had, like you said, moving, one on the track loader, 2 on the dump trucks, and just moving dirt.
So just a lot of coordination,
right.
Man.
Correct.
A lot of coordination. What's another project out in Red Oak? There was Compass, right? How was that project? I know it wasn't maybe not a big project, but it was a high profile project for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, that project was probably, I wouldn't say the same size as Maverick, because Maverick has just too much utilities, but it was a pretty decent size as well. And that job was tough because it was a bunch of rock. I mean, we did, the whole job was pretty much rock.
Take twice as long.
Take twice as long, and I think we actually, beat the schedule on that one as well.
Yeah.
And
hopefully we didn't break too many teeth.
Oh, we did.
I know Jonathan would be happy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's part of it, I mean, rock is just can't control where we dig sometimes, right? It's just this is where they want the pipe, and then avoid all utility lines and lay the pipe wherever you got to lay the pipe.
That's the nature of it. I mean, that's what we do.
Well, I appreciate you coming on today. Too big to fail. Your name pops up, so we appreciate you coming on today, and looking forward to keep working with you, man.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Sounds good, man.